Stuart Law, Chief Executive and Founder of the Assetz group of companies. We're property investment advisors at the heart, and what that means is looking through the property investment world for investments that we would make and that we recommend our clients make. All the big names you see in the property market act primarily for the vendor, and that's their job. Their job is to act as an agent for that person to sell as much as possible for as much as possible. And our job is to act for the client, to find the best investments, to filter through that large number of opportunities out there, to pre-vet them, pre-filter them, due diligence them, and present them to clients as packaged product for them to invest in that we strongly recommend. And we're acting for the client. In that case, what we're looking to do is maximise their returns by negotiating with the seller. We founded the company in '99, and it was really a situation where we couldn't find any credible suppliers of investment property, and we began to look for it for ourselves, but we were very, very unhappy with the way that the sellers dealt with the buyers. It didn't look right at all, so we stepped into the middle very quickly to create a buffer to do the negotiation and the management of the seller, to essentially filter out all the hype and the misinformation that was often presented. And so we developed the company out of the significant demand for property investment that's out in the market, and to deliver a quality ethical service that investors can use and save vast amounts of time on, with a very high probability that when they've researched what we've researched and double-checked what we've done, that it is exactly what they thought it was, and that they need to buy it.
My name is Katie Hepworth. I work for Assetz France, and my position in the company is Business Development Manager. A member of Assetz is somebody who's registered their details on our website that they're interested in learning more from us. So it's free of charge to become a member. Once we know about you, you tell us your email address and your phone number, we will then send you an email to invite you to the seminars, to invite you to download the brochures from our website, and to invite you to look at properties on our website. The properties on our website, as we're not an estate agent, aren't all the properties that we have on offer. They're just an example. It's not a shop window like an estate agent would use, because what we do as property investment advisors is we actually work the other way around. We listen to you and what you're looking for, and we can then source the market for the best option, the best rental option, or best property that would fit your needs. I hear from a lot of clients that even just finding the right property is difficult in itself. If you're using an estate agent in France, you actually need several estate agents to be able to look at all the property on offer that could be applicable to you. And dealing with lots of different French people at any one time is always quite tricky. The customer service in France isn't quite the same as what we expect here in the UK, and you do have to spend a lot of time chasing up estate agents who you want to do viewings with. They don't always prioritise UK-based customers, because they feel that if they send you information on a property today, by the time you organise your visit to go and see properties, that property is likely to have sold. The French property market is very dynamic, and property does sell very quickly. And so what we do at Assetz is we have a property finder service, so that we will liaise with the estate agents for you. And we help you learn what you should be looking out for when you go to see those properties. The estate agents are paid on commission only, so they need you to buy that property that they show you. Assetz, we are all paid on basic salaries.
For most people, they only buy one in France, particularly if it's somewhere they'll use. Some build portfolios of investment property, but the majority buy one. So, like anything in business, you learn from the mistakes you make along the way. Except this time round, are you going to reuse that learning? You're probably not. So why not learn and use an expert to help you through that process? And that's really what we do as a company. Assetz France division of Assetz Group provides all that expertise. It provides the French language services to make sure you know exactly what the other side is saying and meaning. And we strongly recommend the use of bilingual UK-based solicitors as well, to help cut through the detail, because the French notary service doesn't look after you in the way that you might expect a UK solicitor to do so. They're not doing the same job. And so we provide that service, a very full preliminary property sourcing service, finding service, through into all the hand-holding through the buying cycle, which in the case of off-plan French property could be 12 months, even 24 months. And then afterwards in providing help in looking after any difficulties. One of the ideas, do you really build a holiday home investment portfolio as part of what you're doing, overall investment-wise? Do you do that scattered around the world, or do you do that in one location? And we've chosen to do it in one location because the management of it is much easier. And so yeah, we're buying another one in the south of France, and the yields have been great, growth has been great, and it's a good time to buy at the moment. The French market's been very strong through the credit crunch, very strong indeed in the strong tourism areas around, say, Nice, Cannes, Saint-Tropez. In some locations there's been barely a wobble in pricing, and now is a good time to be buying. And the tourism demand is very robust. One of the things I commented on often to people is that in some ways the credit crunch could well create a situation where the volume of people buying perhaps diminishes a little bit, and instead we see a return to a significant period of renting again for holiday homes. And for the investors in the market today, that can only mean positive growth in rents and demand for those rents.
Personally, I think the biggest benefit of buying now is the finance. The mortgages available in France are actually at 90-100% loan to value. I recently secured myself a 90% loan to value mortgage on a rate of 2.6%, and this is the kind of deal that you cannot let go. If you're thinking of buying a property in France, anytime between now and the next 5 years, I would recommend doing it now with the mortgage deals as they are today. And then in the future, if you decide to change property in 5 years' time, you have a different requirement. You want to use the property more and have decided on a different area of France. You can buy another property in France and actually port the mortgage from your first property, move effectively the mortgage over to the second property, and keep those mortgage terms and conditions that we have today, brilliant rates, brilliant loan to value. So in England, we secure a rate of maybe 4 or 5% for 2 years, and then it becomes a variable rate thereafter, and we decide perhaps to change lenders and try and get a better deal again. In France, you can actually secure, for example, a rate of 3.5% today that's capped 1% above for the whole duration of the mortgage. So for 20-25 years, you know your mortgage rate will never exceed 4.5%. It can never exceed 1% above 3.5. We invite all clients to come and meet us at one of our French property seminars. At these seminars, they can learn about what to watch out for when they're buying in France, how to find the perfect property, how to negotiate the best price, what structure they should buy the property in, depending on how they wish their family to inherit the property. And all of these snippets of advice we try to get across as much as possible at the seminars so they can learn from those. We run the seminars up and down the country, mainly in Manchester and London, where we have our offices, and they are free of charge to all our members. A client has been to a seminar. If they do decide they wish to buy property from Assetz, if they want to use us to find the perfect property for them, we then allocate them an experienced property advisor who will help them to understand the market, the area that they want to buy in, to understand the options available to them, what types of property might fit their requirements. And they are also allocated a financial advisor who will look at how much mortgage will they be able to borrow if they are looking to achieve finance, what would the likely mortgage payments be, and so before even choosing the property, maybe getting their heart set on a property, they can see which properties are actually in their budget. We also publish guides to buying in France, so you can download from our website. Again, it's free of charge for our members. All sorts of articles written with the help of legal advisors and tax advisors on all of the legal and tax aspects of buying in France, as well as understanding the market, how negotiating works, how you make an offer, even how you find the right property. Once Assetz has found the perfect property for you, we then allocate you a customer care consultant who will help you to deal with all the paperwork of buying. They will liaise with the vendor, the solicitors, your mortgage lender, and they will help you understand any paperwork that's in French. They are fully bilingual, and they are your place for support and reassurance throughout the process. They have done it time and time again for hundreds of Assetz clients. We've also bought properties ourselves. So we use these experiences to make your experience of buying in France pain-free.